right, going to be doing some member requests. This one is, well, we got two of them. I didn't get to them this weekend. I apologize, but better late than never. Nothing's really changed since the start of the week either. But we have NovoCure and then Northwest Biosciences. NovoCure, I have covered earlier. Very, very interesting technology, but it's been trading sideways. They're getting closer. Things are looking good on fundamental and clinical data so far. You know, it's just going to take some time before that really starts to get some strong grip on the share price. Now, at the same time, I pointed this out in my previous video, is it's not moving anywhere, which is in many ways could be a positive sign considering the market. These guys have essentially been trading sideways and in December. So market's sold off, and its low is probably still in the June. Yeah, so here's the June low. And it's got a higher low set in here. So they got 3-4 hits here on the bottom, but we got a couple higher lows being set in here. Now, on the other hand, we have some lower highs being set in, so we're kind of getting probably into a little more of like a wedge pennant pattern, slowly. But we can see that there was this one that we broke out of. So that's a good sign. There's a breakout there. Coming into here. So 74, that's probably our first spot here. We can see that this is also another one that they put into. But if you watch my morning video today and, you know, the stuff over the weekend, over the last month we saw over the last couple of weeks we've seen a lot of biotech and pharmaceutical tickers reach up into a high and have been rejected, and the angle of attack off that high has been pretty steep. So slowly trickling down here. Here's the formation high here, so this might be some support. And probably get some strong support right on top from this uptrend ray. So that's the technicals. Let's go to NovoCure. Let's take a look at the corporate. What's the last time they did an update in their corporate presentation? October. Ugh. I don't think anything's changed. I cannot remember off the top of my head what they have in terms of timelines here. I just want to see if I can find something here. So that's big. So lunar, that's the one. Yeah, so these are the datas. This is what we want. So next year we got lots of data. That's remember. So next year we are loaded. That's right. So lunar, and these are all individual programs, and we can get to their pipeline in a minute. Ovarian, so lunar, lung cancer, ovarian. Said yeah, glio, so brain metastasis. No. Brain metastases, pancreatic cancer, Trident, GBM. There we go. That's the one I was thinking of. So they've got plenty of these. Are all phase 3. So once, I'm not going to say no matter what, but you get one of these across the finish line, right? Any of the ones that are still in development is probably going to be like, hey, we're working here. They're probably going to be, I don't want to say validated completely, but there's going to be a strong likelihood that people are going to see it as these other programs are probably going to be approved. So, again, real quick, you can go back to the previous video, but the idea is that, they're putting these fields, tumor treating fields, and it's electrical field, to exert physical forces to kill cancer cells by a variety of mechanisms. Essentially, there's a while, depending on how, the field is set up, but it's essentially stopping the tumor cells from surviving. They're essentially, disruption of mitosis is the one that I remember the most. There might be some other, but what they're doing is the fields are disrupting how the tumor cell is living and dividing. So if you can prevent it from living longer, and then obviously it doesn't survive mitosis, then the two cells that are trying to, the cell that's trying to split can't survive either one. All you have to wait for is the cell to try to break apart, and when it happens, the two offspring essentially fall apart. So now we'll say this: if this is all it's going to take for us to this is probably one of the best ways I could think of handling a brain metastasis. But if some of these hard to treat cancers where you can't go in there and just dig it out, radiation and chemo, in order to use it, they're going to disrupt and kill and damage healthy, vital organs around it. If this is a slow process that at least puts the brakes on, and over time the cancer can't grow, as the cells continue to try to do mitosis, it's going to kill as it's killing itself by trying to grow. And even if we could just put the brakes on, if you could just put the brakes on, GBM, come on. Gotta love NovoCure. I'm trying to get it at a decent price, and I have yet to have that success with it. But we'll see. So these guys are working. They've got stuff for the head, the chest, and the abdomen. All right, let's go up to, well, Roche just snapped back. NVCR. Oh, man, I think I have my buy target way too low on this. Boys have cash. Nearly $1 billion. Oh, actually, hold. You know what? I think was that annual report. Yeah, hold on. Let me see what the quarterly is. So it was 9. Oh boy, he got some cash. There was almost $1 billion. They're pulling in revenues. It's not crazy, but they're pulling some in. Minus 26 million. Let's go back and see. What's the last earnings we have here? That's not that bad when you think about it. For what they're trying to do and how big of... It's not bad at all. Only 131. I'm gonna have to look at the transcript. There might be a reason for that. Because that growth year over year they're getting growth, but the sequential quarterly is what you want to look for. But then again, this is a device, really. So it kind of comes down to how they're selling this device, which I don't know off the top of my head again. '50s, '60s, '70s, '80s, '90s, and then this is the concern. It's been pretty flat. Still trending up, right? I mean, The lows are getting higher, and the highs are getting higher. So that should give us some insight. Q2. That's Q4. So there's no pattern here. But solid growth, and then now we're kind of flattening out here. They have plenty of programs to drive growth, but what's the commercial execution? I don't know. I'd have to take a look at that. Why is this not? I've lost. If I don't click on these things, I don't get it. Like, I've definitely been following this. It's been a follow. And then for some reason, Seeking Alpha kicks me off. Or, I'm all of a sudden I look up and, companies I look at like basically a daily basis, I'm not following anymore. It's weird. All right, so I have to take a look back. Look at the transcript, listen to the earnings call. So that's NVCR. I'm a big fan. Technicals, I'd say we're bullish, even just for two reasons. One, we're moving sideways during a market that's extremely choppy, and this has just been ranged between basically 90 and what? Mid-50s, 55, 56. So growth isn't crazy, but there should be approaching growth with next 2 or 3 years. Buy thresholds at 66.57. I'm going to bump that up. I think I'm going to have to pull the trigger on basically under 75 here if we can get a breakout under this. I got to get in on this sucker. If you've been following and you put this into you put your buy, put some targets in at 66, congratulations. I haven't done it. I've just been staying away from most bioreactor and bioboom names over the last, since probably August. So, and I should be on this one. This one is, I don't want to say it's a shoe-in, but they're getting approved. And the programs are going to expand. The question is the commercial execution. We got to look into that, see where they can drive growth now. I mean, they should be still, if they've got something on the market, they should be seeing a little stronger inflection than what over the last year or so, if this thing really does work as good as, I guess the theory points to. All right, I'm going to leave that there, and then we're going to move on to Northwest Bio. NWBO. Northwest Bio. Now, this is OTC. Keep that in mind when you look at the chart. Now, this is another GBM company. Yeah, I got to wait. Down to 70 something, bring it down to here if you're interested. Now these guys, I'll mix shelf for 250 mil. I have to take a look at these guys. Hold on, give me a second. I was going to look them up. I haven't looked at these guys in a very long time. But yeah, they do. That's, remember, dendritic cells. So this is of your immune system. This is kind of like the last thing that we've really started to try to recruit in your immune system to start attacking cancers. We've done T cells, NK cells, dendritic cells are another part of your immune system that we can, employ, to get the monocytes, get them to, go do their leukapheresis and apheresis. Now, Admittedly, I'll have to probably do a separate video. I'm not going to spend too much time specifically on their technology here, but we'll have to see. Dendritic cells. This deserves a deeper dive. Reinvigorate. Yeah, we got it. Sorry that I'm... Now, I just scanned that. I hate to say sometimes I get this is too good to be true. But you know what? I'll say this. This could be big. Do we take a chance on it? I don't know. But yeah, this is going to say, these guys, I think they just put this one out. Yeah. Yep. As of this year, 2 of the phase have exceeded 10 years survival. This might be a OTC company, but you can't lie about that. I mean, you can't say stuff like that. Now, some people luck out. The other thing is someone says, well, why aren't they living forever? Some people are just, when they get, glioblastoma, they're not necessarily in their 20s. So there's also that to be considered too. Yeah. That's not primary and secondary endpoint. Newly diagnosed, which is good. So nothing, I mean, now you get to see this data, which is, okay, we're at 19.3 versus 16.5. Okay. All right, so it's working in some way. 48-month survival, 15.7. I mean, you got people living, you got more people are doing better in reality. So recurrent, it's working. Yeah, out of 2,000 doses, you only had 5, which, dealing with this population, intracranial data, that can be serious. Again, that's, I hate to say you're taking a risk, but GBM is not good. Someone says you can, live a lot longer. I shouldn't say a lot, but statistically longer with it. Most people are going to say, yeah, go for it. Immune cells, dendritic cells, yeah, blah blah blah. So they take the patient piece of the tumor, stored. Yeah, they freeze it. So just keep going to the treatment. Not fun, but might be the best way of doing it, especially for GBM. All right, well, let's just say that might be the best. This is good data so far. We'll see how this goes. It's an OTC stock, so you got to be patient. You're going to have spikes in the share price, and you're just going to wait for it to move sideways after hitting a low. And you can see it like this is a great example. It just crashes, comes on down, and then just kind of moves sideways for months and months and months. And then this is when you can pull a trigger on something and then wait for a technical breakout. Now, this would be this situation where you get above around 81. And, the area I would look to take that was pretty close. Over $1. If I got it like something down in the 60s and added on the 80s, I would look to get over just around $1. I would have taken some off. This anchored VWAP's probably a strong one right here. So around 88 cents would be a good spot to maybe add if you're or if you're looking to get in that, be a spot where you can pull the trigger on something. Let's see what they got for the anchored VWAP there. It's only over $1. We'll keep it going though. All right, so that's that one. So we got NVCR, then NWBO. Both in terms of clinical data looks great. These guys are going to print money. It looks like they got a mixed security, so they have a shelf offering of 250 mil. They're going to use that. Could be both of them could be great buyout targets. Both of them going after brain tumors, which, obviously, it looks like for both of them, it looks like that can be applied to a variety of other cancers. It looks like NovoCure is pretty close to expanding out. They have their arrays for both the head, the chest, and the abdomen. So it'll be interesting what Northwest can do with their their therapy. It's interesting. I'm sure there's other people looking at it. The question is, I'll have to look into is if there's other competitors. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Let's quickly go over the prices one more time. So I'm looking probably maybe around this mid 80s here for a spot. Maybe even wait for 200-day EMA, maybe 80 on 81. And then for NVCR, we're getting real close here. Might even tagged it already. 73 might have been the bottom there. Anything under 75 is probably a nice area to, just dip your toe in. That's what I would do. we might have a shot under the buy threshold before it bounces around 63. So we'll keep an eye there. But this looks like a decent spot right here. Look at that. Ugh. All right. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. Good luck. Stay healthy. And I hope this was helpful. NVCR and NWBO.